Hey everyone, you know that person who, when their birthday comes around, just wants to pretend it isn't happening? Or, hey, maybe you are that person. Well, today we're going to dive into the really fascinating psychology behind why some of us would rather just skip the whole celebration thing. I mean, really think about it. That flood of notifications, the pressure to have plans, the whole social song and dance. For a day that's supposed to be all about joy, doesn't the phrase happy birthday sometimes feel a little forced? Like you're supposed to be happy on command?
And look, if you've ever felt that, it's totally valid. This isn't about being ungrateful or, being a party pooper. As we're about to see, there are some very real, deep-seated psychological reasons why a birthday can stir up a whole lot of anxiety and stress.
So, first up, let's talk about a core personality trait. For a lot of people, being the center of attention, the whole point of a birthday, right, isn't a gift. It's actually a source of major discomfort. It's a genuine aversion to the spotlight. And a huge piece of this puzzle is introversion. Now, let's be super clear. This has nothing to do with being shy or not liking people. It's all about energy. Think of it like a battery. Introverts recharge their batteries with quiet time and solitude, while big social events can just completely drain them. What's so great about this slide is how it shows two totally different worlds. An extrovert looks at their birthday party and sees this incredible, energizing opportunity to connect. But for an introvert, that exact same event can feel like a stage performance they never auditioned for, a high-pressure obligation that leaves them feeling completely wiped out. It's not fun, it's work. Okay, so let's build on that. Beyond just our natural wiring, there's this massive external pressure, especially these days. It's the pressure to perform happiness, to put on a show of forced joy. I mean, the digital age has really turned birthdays into this public event, hasn't it? Your phone is just blowing up all day, and there's this unspoken rule that you have to reply to every single message. You've got to smile for every photo, post the perfect thank you, and plan an event that meets everyone else's expectations. It can turn your own day into a full-time job. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It really boils down to authenticity. Instead of just living your day, you feel like you're playing a character, the happy birthday person. And that gap, between how you're supposed to feel and how you might actually feel, it's just exhausting. All right, this third reason we're going to explore, it's probably the deepest one. Birthdays are markers. They mark the passage of time. And for a lot of us, that can bring up some really complicated stuff about life, where we are, and where we've been. It's so easy to fall into this thought pattern. Your birthday becomes this kind of annual performance review you never asked for. You start thinking, okay, another year older, which leads to this mental checklist of life's supposed milestones, career, marriage, house, you name it. And what comes next? You start comparing yourself to everyone else. And boom, you're left with this awful feeling of being behind schedule. The celebration just gets completely buried under all that self-criticism. And of course, we have to talk about personal history. If you've gone through loss or trauma or even just a string of bad birthdays, that date on the calendar can become a really powerful trigger for sad or difficult memories. Trying to slap a layer of celebration on top of that, it just feels wrong. It feels painful. So, after all that anxiety and pressure, what's the answer? Well, the goal isn't to just cancel birthdays forever. It's about completely redefining what a celebration can be. It's about moving away from obligation and towards authenticity. And this right here, this is the absolute key. The problem has never been the idea of marking another year of life. The problem is our rigid, one-size-fits-all script for how you're supposed to do it. The loud party, the cake, the social media blitz, that's just one way. A real celebration should be as unique as the person it's for. And that really just leaves us with one last thing to think about. What if the most thoughtful, kind, celebratory gift we could give someone is the freedom to do whatever they want, even if that means not celebrating at all? For some, the perfect day might be a quiet afternoon with a book, or a hike, or just being left alone. Maybe the best way to say happy birthday is to simply respect their wish to treat it like any other day. Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me.